Yes, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all. I hope to be a safe day ahead for all during the current pandemic situation. Once again, I welcome all to the international webinar on IoT Security Capstone. The increasing trend in day-to-day online internet activities have made us to focus on the challenges to combat the cyber threats on the IoT devices. Today's webinar session will focus on creating awareness among the participants to overcome security issues in IoT devices. Now, I call upon Dr. S. Gayatri Ma'am, Head, Department of Computer Science, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Happy
Gayatri,
morning to one and
Gayatri
all
ma'am.
present here. I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all for this international webinar on IoT Security Capstone, organized by IQAC and the Department of Computer Science of Sri Swami College for Women. Let's welcome our respected Dean, Dr. Revati Ma'am, our dynamic principal, Dr. R. Geetarani Madam, for the tremendous support in organizing this webinar. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to our resource person, Dr. Tirumurugan Shanmugam, Head of Computer Network Section, Department of Information Technology, University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Sultanate of Oman. His teaching and research experience stretches for more than 21 years in prestigious higher educational institutions in India and Oman. He has received several awards that include Excellence Award for Outstanding Research Presentation in IJAS Conferences, USA, Instructional Excellence Award from Cisco Academy, 2 Best Paper Awards in the International Conference from IIMK, India, and from National Symposium, Oman. He published 50 research papers in the leading international journals and given seminars at an infinite number of international conferences and institutions. He chaired and gave keynote address in the various international conferences in the United Kingdom, France, South Korea, Brunei, Vietnam, India, and Oman. He is one of the leading reviewers of Elsevier, Springer, IEEE, and other Scopus indexed journals. He is also a Cisco certified IoT and Big Data professional trainer. I am really honored and privileged to know a personality of great esteem. On behalf of computer science and on behalf of Sri Krishna Swami College for Women, I once again welcome you, sir. Warm welcome to our resource person, Dr. Tirumurugan Shanmugam. I also extend my warm welcome to my dear students and my dear friends. You are the boon for this international webinar. A hearty welcome to you all. Thank you one and all. The session is over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's now high time to open the session by Dr. Tirumurugan Shanmugam, Head of Computer Networks, Department of Information and Technology, University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Sultanate of Oman. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to one and all. I'm very happy to present my live webinar to SKC. This webinar mainly focuses on IoT security. Directly, I'm not going to discuss about the IoT security. I'll give basic introduction because IoT security is the last stage in the IoT. Therefore, first I'll introduce the basics of IoT. After that, we'll explore some practical exposure in what is sensors, what is actuators, what is connectors in the IoT. After that, we'll explore simple project, and finally we'll end with how to develop the IoT security capstone requirement, how to complete the project. This is the main focus on this webinar. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Okay. I hope it is. Yes, it's okay. So, visible now? Visible? One minute, please. Still okay. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That is why. Okay. Thank you very much. Just let me introduce myself. I am Thirumurugan, working in the University of Technology and Applied Science, because brief introduction is given by the our introduction faculty. Now, now, simple question. You can reply in your chat box. I hope everyone have the smartphone. I hope everyone is having a tablet or laptop, any one of this one. And some of our listeners may have the track fitness like a smartwatch or maybe band or something like that. I hope majority of our listener, because all are youngster here, they have the game console, and some of our faculties may have the remote control to device. What are the device? Maybe thermostat. Obviously, there is no doubt at all. AC, something like that. And maybe few of people are they have refrigerator connected with internet. See, everyone is having a refrigerator. That is no doubt at all. But it is few people may connected with internet. Okay, if you have yes in any one of this point, obviously you need more attention in this webinar. Okay. Now, before starting this one, what is IoT? IoT is mainly to bring the objects connected online. Why it's required to connect this object online? Because this object may work smartly according to the instruction not by the human. Instruction observe the data with the things. What is the instruction? For example, a refrigerator connected to the internet. Then the refrigerator inform that the vegetable tray is empty, milk row is empty, or maybe curd is empty. Like that, it will inform to the local vendor, and the local vendor may have the adequate things in their shop. Why? Sometimes if you go to the shop, you search something, it's not available. Why? Because vendor, they don't know whether what type of items required by the customers. But if the refrigerator connected to the local vendor, then obviously the refrigerator easily communicated the list of item required before reaching, or maybe vendor they prepare the items and supply to the respective home. This is the idea behind the IoT. IoT is nothing but connecting the objects online. What is the main objective? To work smartly. Okay, once if you connect the objects online, it may generate the massive volume of data. Okay, once it's generate the massive volume of data, then it required the large storage systems, and we need a lot of data analytics applications. Okay, this is the idea behind there in the IoT. Okay, now we talk about IoT, and we discuss more brief introduction about IoT. Now, what are the anatomy of an IoT attack you can expect? Okay, IoT has expanded the opportunities for threat actors. That means the hackers to act against our network. Number one. because the IoT devices are increasingly by compromise. That means we have many IoT devices that our chances are more to compromise. And finally, the IoT devices are used in a wide variety of attacks because they have the lack of critical protection. Why? Because our IoT devices, some may have the strong password, some may not have, or maybe some of the devices not updated operating system or not properly segmented the networks. These are the chances for IoT attack. Okay, now you can see one simple example of Mirai botnet. What is this one? See, the attacker is one device. Now, what is this device is called? You can see this is in a green color. This is called single board computer. It is called Raspberry Pi. Okay, that's why it is called Pi 1, Pi 2, Pi 3. There are many IoT nodes, that is a device connected to the switch, and it is connected to the web server. The attacker act as one of the Raspberry Pi connected to the switch, and they gain access to the web server, and and they collected all the information, and whatever they want they can do. This is a simple one example of the attack. Okay, that is the information it is given. Mainly first target is to attack this local devices, that is a Raspberry Pi devices, and through that attack it will connect it to the switch and connected to the server, and it will execute the things. This is a simple example. And another, this is a famous attack. Mainly what type of, it may attack the CCTV cameras. They can capture all the devices. Okay. What type of attack they use? This is called brute force dictionary award attack, and this will run through the list of default username password. What is called default username password? Admin. Because majority of the IoT devices, the default username password is admin. Suppose if you are using the IoT devices, if you're not going to change this default username password, then this attacker can easily use this default password, and they can gain the access. This is not not simple example. This has happened October 2016. The service of that is a DNS. It has happened in the millions of users of United States and Europe. Therefore, initially everyone happy about IoT projects and everything, but they didn't concentrate much on the security issues. That's why this attacker used the simple default username password, and they attack, and they closed all the CCTV cameras, and they want whatever. You know that if they close the CCTV camera, no need to unplug, simple use of attack, and they can do all the requirements. Okay, now we'll move to the simple IoT model. Actually, in the IoT model, we have the 3-layer in the functions layer. What are the 3-layer devices? Obviously, the IoT devices means what are the devices called? It may be a sensors, or it may be a actuators, or it may be communicator. What is sensor? Maybe temperature sensor, or a smoke sensor, any sensors. What is actuators? Maybe switch on, switch off, or to run, or something like that, some activity. Communications layer. What is the communication layer? This device is connected to the internet through this communication, maybe switches or routers or something. And finally, come to the application layer. Application layer, this is like a control of these devices. For example, I have a smartphone, then I have one app to control all the devices in the smartphone that is presented in the application layer. Now come to the data management level. It is like a mist. That means the lower layer is called mist. Actually, this one is the basic one, the data collected locally and not stored anywhere. Fog means little more abstract. Fog means it will collect the data locally in the instant place and take the decision. Obviously, cloud means it will save the data in the final stage. Cloud, you can see like Google Drive or Microsoft or OneDrive. There are so many things. Fog computing is little advanced. Google Drive takes some time to the actions, but fog is immediate action is done. Okay, now if you see that what are the protocols in the respective layer, in the application layer, very simple protocol, HTTP and MQTT. These are the protocols. In the communications layer, what are the things we are using? Either TCP or UDP or IPv6 or ZB. This is the most famous for the IoTs. 6LO WPAN. This is another famous one. And last one is devices. These are the devices locally connected. IEEE devices to connect to the IoT devices, and Bluetooth LE, Wi-Fi, NFC, and cellular. These are the actually these are the devices. It is helpful to connect to your IoT devices. Okay, these are mainly see that. And if you compare with our network model, devices it's related to our network access layer, communication, transport, and internet. Application is as it is application layer. Okay, now we saw the very simple IoT model, and we compare with the IoT model with the our TCP/IP OSI model. And here we saw what are IoT standards, especially ZB, and here NFC. These are related to the IoT standard. And protocols. What are the protocol we use? Simple basic HTTP application protocol. Application, what is HTTP? Obviously you create web application, and that is related to HTTP, and this is a message queuing translation. This is a little advanced one, and this is another specific application for IoT. These are the protocols we have. Okay, what is the main concern in our today's seminar? Actually, this seminar you can have the course in 5 days. I want to give a very simple way. That's why I'm giving all this introduction and the basic concepts. Now here mainly focus on this, what we are going to focus, how to make secure, that is a securely provision. This is a risk management. Once if you do this analyze this risk management and how to protect and defend your IoT devices, that is the main idea begins there. Okay, what are the threat modeling processes for this vulnerability assessment? There are 5 steps available. First step, actually today I'm going to give the demo, especially focus on the first step. Identify security objectives. That means what are the identify? That means what are the devices available in the particular IoT projects, and what are the financial involvement in this project, and what are the reputation? That means how this your project going to access, and what is the privacy and regulation, and what are the guarantees and safety. This is the main concern. If you are going to do the security, step 1, identify the security objectives, and these are the objectives you must identify. Therefore, as a security expert, if you are going to provide the security, first document. That means these are the things you identified. Next step is called document the IoT system architecture. What are the IoT system architecture? What are the components? What are the components? Sensors, actuators, connectors, and maybe controllers, or maybe single board computers. These are the components. Number 1. Number 2, how it is data is flowing. That means how your sensors collected the data, and how it is going to send it to the your controller, or maybe your SBC, single board computers. And what are the technologies? That means whether you are using the NFCs or maybe or Wi-Fi, what are the technologies you are using, and what are protocol, whether you are going to use HTTP or like that, and what are the standards you are going to use. Therefore, first if you assess, that means identify. Next, document all the detail, and the next one, decompose the IoT system. That means identify the trust boundaries. That means you must take individual device and identify how it is connected, and what is the level, what is the security available, and what are the sensitive data we have. Okay, that is a decompose. And mainly the 4th step, identify and rate the threats. How you can, there are 2 tools available for identification. One is called STRID, that means stride. S means sweeping identification, that means how the sweeping is happened in this place, how the tampering, that means how they collect the data, and without the knowledge of the authorized people. Reputation, that means how they are doing all this one. Information disclosure, that means how they are disclose this information, and how they are stopping. For example, I am an authorized user, I am not able to access. Why? Because of this denial of service. The privilege is as one person is having the privilege as a clerk in the particular IoT project, but he is working like a as a manager. That is also not correct. Therefore, this tool is identify all these 6 different type of threads. Okay. After identified, and how to rate this threads. Number one, how much damage, how much reproductivity is required, how much exploited, how many users are affected, and finally how the discoverability is happened. This is another tool is called threat, and there are the 5 components here, and that is divided by 5. If it is 5 out of 5 means your IoT is device system project is a fully dangerous position. And finally, once if you complete these 4 steps, finally you are going to mitigate, that means minimize this problem. Okay, that means you are going to suppress or minimize this threatening. We cannot say 100% solve the problem, at least we can minimize. What is the appropriate technology available? Maybe very simple technology, just remove this default password, and next you need my encryption standard, that is a data transfer. Use encryption and decryption techniques, like for data integrity you may use the MD5 message digest 5 or secured hashing algorithm, or for encryption decryption you may use the AES advanced encryption standard, or little more RSA or something like that, or you can use the keys to encrypt public and decrypt using private. Like that you can use. There are many techniques available, you can select. Okay. Now what are the attack surface? Okay, there are 3 different surface available. One is called IoT device layer, another one is IoT communication layer, another one is application layer. That's all from the theory part. Now we'll move to the practical part. Now I am going to show one simulation IoT packet, that is Cisco packet tracer. It is available in the Net Attack. This is Cisco product. You can download. Only you need the registered ID required in the Net Attack. Okay, this one you can use for a simulation of simple IoT. Now, before moving to the IoT security, now we are going to explore simple IoT topology. For example, this is the one. Why we am introducing this topology? This topology having, these are the sensors. The left side we have sensor. What is a switch sensor? This will sense on or off. Push button. This will push or not. And this is a potentiometer. That means it is increased. The temperature is increased or not, or the sound is increased. Like that we can use. And this is the angle sensor, flex sensors, and this will sense the angle, how much angle you are using. Okay, in the left side, the light. That means, see that the middle one is called microcontrol unit. In the IoT device, name is called Arduino. Okay, see the left side sensors connected to the microcontrol unit. The right side actuators connected to the microcontrol unit. What we have that is the IoT, Internet of Everything device 1, and simply LED light, and we have one siren, and we have one motors. If you press switch on, the light is on, and if you press this push button, the light is on. This is very simple. This is normal. We are nothing special here. But if you increase the temperature according to that, or if you increase this potentiometer value, according to this, siren will increase. If you change the angle, according to this, the motor will work. Now I am going to move to the simulation. Okay. Right, this is simulation packet tracer. See, mainly this packet tracer we use for network purpose. Now here we are going to use for IoT simulation purpose. Now you can see here, these are devices what I shown in the PowerPoint. The same thing is available. Now here, for example, how to add the device. For example, just I type here IoT. Okay, see that. In the space here, if I type IoT, I can see this is called what? This is called the motion detector. Okay, and the second one, okay, this is called what? The second one is called motion sensors. This is the second sensor. And here, this is the carbon dioxide detector. Okay, therefore, like that, you can drag and paste the devices available in this box. Just to type, for example, I need the smoke sensor. Yes, if you type smoke sensor, there are two things available. See that? There are two things available. One, and this is also another type of smoke sensor. Okay, like that, you can add. And for example, you need the single board computer, just added here. And you take this connector. See, this is the fiber optic cable, this optic cable, or you can select this one. You can join this one. Okay, this is a gateway, and you can add this one. This is a special cable required here because it's here fast Ethernet means we can select. See that the Ethernet, fast Ethernet, and here this will not work. Why? Because we need the our controller not support the fast Ethernet. Therefore, here which one we can use? We can use the switch directly because some of the devices they may use what? Fast Ethernet. If it is not available, actually, if you see this microcontroller unit, it is having the digital port, IC port, and these are the port available. That is a separate thing. Now, if you see the connection, because my IoT device support fast Ethernet, I can connect directly to the switch. Next, another IoT device also support fast Ethernet. I can connect to the switch, and from the switch, I can connect to the microcontroller device or whatever it is. Okay. And this is the way to develop this topology. Now, come to the point now. How this is working? If you click this one, this is a microcontrol unit. Here, this device, see if you see the physical devices, what it is having the IoT connected, for example, adapters and digital port, analog port, all it is available here. Digital means it say that D0, D1 like that it will tell. For example, in the last time when I take that one, it will having the digital. And if you click the configuration, you can see the detail of this one. What is the name they gave? Microcontrol unit. And if you see the programming, this is the main part. The programming they written in the Python language. See, they imported two files, that is the import or GPIO, that is input output, and the time. And these are the initial values. See, these are the initial values, and these are the methods. That means read the data. What is the switch value? Because we have four sensor right on that: switch, toggle button, potentiometer, flex. Therefore, here they are reading the value. See, very simple. You don't need to write too much program, and most of the programs available online. You can download that program, and you can change the program according to your project requirement. Therefore, writing the program is not biggest task in the IoT project. Okay. Now, if you see the only one example, this is a switch value. Okay, once it's read, how? Because see, digital read, why it is called digital read? Because our switch is connected to the digital port and number is 0. That's why it is digital readout. For example, the potentiometer sensor connected to the analog port and the port name is A0. Therefore, that's why it is A0. The flex sensor is connected to the our microcontroller unit of analog port A1. That's why. See that this is the thing. Okay, now how this one switch is clicked, the light is on. Very simple. Once if you read this one, now see this is the how to write. That means how to activate your actuator. First program is how to read the sensor. Second method is how to activate the actuators. For example, if switch value is high, immediately we'll make it light is on. Otherwise, make it off. 2 means on, 0 means off. Very simple one. This is a program based on this one. Now I am going to switch on my switch. 1. See that the light is on, off. The light is off. Now I push the button. The LED is blinking. Okay, now push button is done. Okay, this is very simple one. All we have in a regular home, but only thing you are doing manually. Here you can use your through the application. You can easily for example, so many houses to switch off fan, switch off light is the biggest task. Once if you have this app in your mobile phone, through the mobile phone you can switch off and switch on. Now I am going to increase this value of potentiometer. Okay. Okay, I'm using the, for simulation, I'm using the Alt button. See that I'm going to increase this value. Now see that the siren become red, very sharp. And last one is, for example, I'm going to change the angle here. The Alt button. Now see that I'm going to increase the angle. Once if I increase the angle, motor is running. See, if I remove this angle, now see that motor is running. You can notice that. How this is working? Because this sensor connected to this our microcontroller unit. The microcontroller unit, we have the Python program. This Python program receive the input from the sensor and give the instruction to this actuators to work. For example, it's keep on, and please note down here I am not using any array. It is infinite loop. Whenever this sensor is active, you can see the changes here. Okay, now see that I am going to decrease the value of potentiometer. Now CRN is on. Okay, if you click this one, what you can see? You can see what is the specification. Therefore, in the simulation, you can see the specification of your devices. Okay, for example, this is a switch and this is a button switch. It is only 2 options, press, turn and off. What is the feature? It is having 2 features only, on and off states. What is the usage? Just to click this state, that's all. How to control this one? But you need Alt click. Okay, now if you click this potentiometer, it is also giving, clearly given. It is provide the mechanism to adjust the analog value. Therefore, you can increase or decrease. How you can work on this one? Press the Alt button and click, move the mouse, drag. See the 3 action, Alt, click and move the mouse. Then it will work. Okay, therefore, what is the advantage of this packet tracer? If you develop any IoT project, you can develop that topology in your packet tracer, and you can explore, you can complete the program, and later you can purchase the required items and you can develop the project. That is the advantage of this packet tracer. Now I'll close this one. Okay, now we'll move to the little more expanded the project that is called smart home. Okay, this is smart home. We have the solar panel, and this solar panel connected to the house and it will give the electricity. The solar panel connected to the battery receive the power from the solar panel. From that power it will go to the coffee and it will go to the smart window, and see that the window is smart and the lamp is smart, the tablet, the fan is smart, and we have the smoke detector, and here we have our microcontrol unit, and here we have the garage door that is also smart, the entrance door that is also smart, everything in the home smart. Why it is called smart? These things it will work automatically as per the instruction written in the program, now we are going to explore this one in our simulation. Okay, here we are going to explore this one in the simulation. Right, now see that now how we are going to explore, how we are explore. Now see that if you see, this signal is called wireless. For example, in your garden there is a sprinkler is there, that is also connected to your home gateway. All the smart devices connected to the IoT gateway, home gateway. Okay, this is connected to our cable modem, and this is connected to the satellite, and finally it will connect to the internet. And please note down, your mobile phone connected to your home gateway as well as connected to the internet. Similarly, your tablet also connected to your home gateway as well as connected to the internet. Therefore, there are two devices directly connected to the internet, and all the smart devices connected to the home gateway are connected to your microcontrol unit. The microcontrol unit also connected to your home gateway. Why? Because this microcontrol unit only, once it receives the data, based on that the program is written, based on the program it will give the instruction to the your it will pass that information to the gateway, and this gateway pass the respective devices and it will work according to that. Okay, or another way, it may, this microcontroller unit receive the data from the home gateway. Why? Because most of the sensor, if you see that your smart sprinkler sensor and the smart water meter, all are connected. You just keep on sending the data here. Now what we are going to, what here we are going to okay, what we are going to do in the smart home, how we are going to explore, okay, interacting with the smartphone. Okay, already explained this one, what we are going to do. Now, first step, we are going to see all the device which is available. That means the tablet available in the smartphone. We are going to open the tablet and go to the desktop and open the web browser, and we are going to enter this IP address. From that IP address, we are going to see this one. Okay, now where is the tablet? This is the tablet. Open this one. See, this is a physical device, configure device, and desktop. Where is the browser? Okay, in the tablet I move to the desktop. Browser is available here. Just double click the browser. Okay, what is the IP address is given here? Okay, the IP address is 192.168.25.1. Okay, 25.1. Okay, where is our tablet? Yes, 192.168.25.1. Just I entered this one. See that. And see what is the name of the protocol here we are using application, obviously HTTP protocol we are using here. And what is the username password? I told you the default username password is admin. Once I entered, okay, once I entered, you can see the connection server is lost. because it's maybe I'm using long time. What was here? Admin. Yes, because long time it is idle because I kept open for more than 2 hours from the morning. It is available now. From this from this web page, what we are server we are receiving the data: smoke detector, smart alarm, and smart door. Okay, now we are going to explore this smart door. What is a smart door? It is highlighted here, unlock. Here it is, unlock. Now I am going to make little highlight of the door. Now see that the door is green. Why? Because it is open. For example, I am going to lock from my laptop, from the from the tablet. Just click lock. Now you can see the door now. Door is red. Therefore, I am not going to reach my door. I am not going to take my key, and I am not going to close. Immediately, once I press the lock button in my application, immediately the door is locked. Suppose I want to unlock, someone is waiting the door. I identify is my guest, he is not any stranger. Then I can click unlock. See that? Smart door. Now it is green, they can enter the house. Okay, this is happening the most of the, especially the gated community, the villas, everything, they are using this technique only. Okay, now next experience, this is very simple. Click and click. Once you click, it is locked. Once you click another click, it is become unlock. Okay, now the door is locked. Now what I am going to do, in the there is a smoke expected in the garage. That means, see that I am going to start my car. See that I started my car. Now you check the smoke detector. See that. 1 minute. First I'll stop the car. Now I am going to check smoke detector. Now see that the value is going down. It is 0, nearly reaches 0. Okay, it is really reach 0. Okay, nearly it is 0. Now I am going to start the car. Okay, once started the car, you can see the smoke is coming from the car and it produces a lot of carbon dioxide. Now see the garage door is open. Okay, the garage door is open. Immediately it is open. It is act according to that. Okay, you keep wait some time. You wait some time. Wait some time. Garage door is open. This is a simple example how the carriage door is automatically open. Now once if you stop the car, the carriage door is closed. Okay. Now you can see the smart sprinkler here. Once if you click, see that automatically it is observed. That also you can see your sprinkler sensors. Okay, if you open this one, see it is green. Now I want to make gardening. Just from click here and it is stopped here. Okay, suppose any gas detector or something like that, it is happen, the door automatically, this we have the smart door. Okay, see that once I click, our window is open. Once I click, our window is open. Okay, this is a way to explore this smart home. How we explore, for example, if smoke is on, the door is open. Simultaneously, if any gas is detected in the home, the respective door and windows automatically fan, everything is on. Okay, all this information just now we see. Okay, now we'll move to the one simple example, that is IoT device layer attack surface. Actually, you are appointed as a security expert for one IoT company. They assigned one project. What is the project? The house of 3,500 square meters, and they have the two stories and at it. And usually, this customer away from the home regularly because they'll go for some business or some job, and they requested this IoT security company to provide the safety house possible, and the customer want to control this house using the monitor. Okay, what are the support they requested? They need the climate control, any smoke or fire, or any temperature issues out of normal. They want to check whether the doors and windows are locks, and they want to check the lawn wandering and local alarm emergencies, everything. Okay, if any emergency there. And this is the project. Okay, here I am going to explore. Therefore, as a security officer, we must follow the steps. What is the first step? Obviously, you must list out what are the devices available in the smart home. Number one, what are the physical devices? And what is the role of that physical devices and how it is working? Number one. Number two, what are the threat you can expect? That is using the tool stride. That means what is any swooping is happening or tampering or reputation or something like that. And what is the name of the sensor type and what is the threat expected? Just to prepare this one. Once if you have this one, and after that you can identify that problem and go to the next step. There are 5 steps as I mentioned. We can do this one. Okay. Now we'll move to the list out all the assets and what are the things interact with the assets and identify the potential threat using which model? Stride model, and identify. Now we'll come to our main part, that means IoT Security Capstone. Okay, why I introduce so much part? Because if I do directly, you don't have the idea behind that one. But this capstone required the basic knowledge about IoT. Now, if you develop the project, especially for IoT security, you need these are the devices. Number one, you need at least one laptop or any desktop or any Surface Pro, and you need one virtual machine, that is Oracle virtual machine or something like that, and you need IoT security. There is one open source operating system available, Kali. This is called, especially this Kali is called IoT Security Kali. This is 7 GB. The total the size of this operating system 7 GB. What is the advantage? If you have used this one, you can easily explore all the different types. And this device connected to the one Raspberry Pi. What is called Raspberry Pi? The Raspberry Pi is called a single board computer. It is same the size of your ATM card. Okay, and it is having all the port. You can connect to the monitor, you can connect to the keyboard, you can connect to the sensors, you can connect to your HDMI cable. Everything is possible, and you can connect to the internet. You can connect to the internet via Ethernet LAN or Wi-Fi. Everything is possible. And here we are going, how we are going to connect your PC with this controller, simple USB drive we are going to connect, and using the tool called PL app. Using the PL app, we are connecting our PC to this one. Okay, after that, using this operating system, you can explore this device and you can do all the things. Okay. Okay, what are this Kali tools? This is mainly to assess this one. What are the vulnerabilities and what are the threat available and how to mitigate, minimize the problem of this one. Okay, first step, gather the baseline information. What is the protocol application we are going to use MQTT, and additionally any running servers. And finally, what is the main job of this project is to remove the rogue users, that mean the hackers. Okay, what are the requirements available for this one? Number one, you need Raspberry Pi, and you need at least minimum capacity of 4 GB RAM with 15 GB free disk with the whether it's with computer, and you need one Oracle VirtualBox, and you need one operating system OVA files that is called IoT Security Kali Linux. Once if you connected, it is come the topology like this, and after that you can explore the things required for example, here I shown the one example of a smart home. Okay, the smart home device all connected to the controller, and that one you can easily identify what are the threads available, whether it is hack the password or data, how the data is properly communicated, and how the data is stored, how the data is secured or not. Everything you can monitor with this Kali Linux. Okay, this is a one our project, but here I just see the main objective of the seminar is just introduce and the basic of IoT, the basic of IoT security, and finally what is the requirement for this project. Okay, once if you have this project connected like this, you can do all the changes. Okay, the final conclusion of today's lecture is, what is IoT? It is the Internet of Things, nothing but connect the objects online. It will generate large volume of data. Because of large volume of data, we need the data analytics, as well as we need many applications to control this one. And the main concern is here, we need the IoT security. Why? This once IoT devices are there are a lot of chances for attack for the people. Therefore, we need the IoT security. And the capstone, how to create the capstone simple project, we need one Raspberry Pi and one laptop or PC, anything with the 4 GB RAM and 15 GB free space of hard disk. If it is available, you can develop this project. And all the whatever I discussed here, the steps, everything, it is available in the Kali Linux. That is IoT Security Kali Linux. It is a 7 GB hard disk one, 7 GB capacity operating system file. Using that one, you can do, for example, here, whatever I mentioned, how to assess the equipment, how to identify the threat, how to identify the vulnerabilities, all you can do this in the capstone. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please pass your question to me. Now I'm going to stop sharing and your question and answer your questions.
Thank you, sir, for your interesting and thought-provoking address. Thank you, students, for your attention and patience in hearing the session. Students can now raise their queries and get the clarity on the topic. Any questions, you can post your questions, Mark.
Please post your question, then I can answer one or two queries. Just I gave, and please note down this project, I gave the basic introduction only. Why? Because to explore. I don't want to talk in high end, because the people, yeah, sure, one of the person required slide. Yes, sure, I'll pass it to the organizer. You can get it from the organizer. Any other questions? Require, actually one person asked the requirements slide. The requirement very simple. Before actually purchasing this IoT device like Raspberry Pi, first you explore the simulation of IoT. Actually, the talk is the 50% we concentrate mainly on simulation. My suggestion is don't, if you go for any project, don't start directly. You have the plan like storyboard. What are the things required for a particular project? After that, once if you identify the requirement, don't go for purchase. Go for simulation. There are so many simulations. Actually, I show only one simulation, that is a packet tracer. From the packet tracer, you can add this device, IoT devices and everything. You can explore that. After that, you can uh, go for the real project. Actually, for IoT capstone, what is the requirement I told? Number one, uh, the laptop with minimum requirement 4 GB and 4 GB RAM and 15 GB hard disk, free space hard disk. Okay. Number two, IoT security Kali operating system. Number three, you need one Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is nothing but single board computer. The Raspberry Pi is cost around some pesos. There are so many versions. The 3B plus is more than enough. Now 4 also available. You can buy 4. But don't buy 3B. It's not support Wi-Fi. Okay. This is the requirement for our capstone project. Yes. Still, madam is asking Oracle VirtualBox. Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, I'll show you the slide. I'll show you the slide. Instead of that one, they ask the requirement. I'll show you the slide because they keep on asking the requirement of this is the requirement. Raspberry Pi. Next, IoT security Pi image flash. That means nothing but IoT security Kali. There is operating system. We need the VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, and 4 GB RAM and 15 GB hard disk, and the last one. These are the 4 requirements to develop the project. Actually, this project, once if you have this one, that's why I'm not showing. You can easily explore. All the tools are given in this IoT Security Kali Linux. You can easily explore. I don't want to waste the time. Just I want to give the basic knowledge. After that, you can easily explore this one. Okay, I hope you received the answer. Okay, any other question?
Any more queries?
Okay.
Okay, now students are requested to submit their feedback on the session. The feedback link is available in the chat box. Certificates will be sent through your corresponding mail IDs after you submit the feedback form. Now it is time to deliver my vote of thanks. Good afternoon. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks to our chief guest of the session, Dr. Thirumurugan Shanmugam, Head of Computer Networks, Department of Information and Technology, University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Sultanate of Oman, for creating awareness among the participants to overcome security issues in IoT devices. This webinar proved to be an informative session with interesting capstone project ideas relating to cybersecurity and provided a platform for the students and how to implement the safety measures to help combat the cyber threats. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our chairman, Thiru M.A.K. Balakrishnan sir, and our directors, Shri K.B.K. Rajmohan sir, Shri K.B. Arun sir, Shri K.B. Krishnanan sir, for their kind concernment in organizing this webinar. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our beloved Dean, Dr. R. Revati ma'am, for her moral support and guidance. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our principal, Dr. R. Geetarani ma'am, for her inspiration and encouragement. I thank faculty members for their enormous cooperation in organizing the program. Finally, the wonderful audience of this webinar program who have turned up in such great numbers from our college and various other colleges and have made this program a meaningful and fruitful session. Once again, I thank one and all for your cordial cooperation.
Okay, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I thank the management of Sri Krishnaswamy College for Women and thank the principal ma'am, Dr. R. Geeta Rani, the dean, Dr. R. Revati, and the organizing secretary, Dr. S. Gayatri, for arranging this online webinar. I hope everyone enjoyed my webinar, and I hope it is useful session to one and all, and it opened the new idea in the new research area to one and all. Student can you can do your final project based on this IoT security, and researchers you can do many orders related to this IoT security. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful session. And really, thank you very much for your wonderful session, sir. I think really our students are benefited and get a knowledge about what is IoT and how to implement it practically. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.